到就是教官 Frank 的简历哈，就是他本身目前还是现役的一个消防员，然后他同时也是 Total Safety 跟消防学院的一个创办人，也是教官之一。
Yep. This is not a very common car in Taiwan. This is a Renault Type 5. The Renault Type 5 first came in 1970s. Now 2024 they brought in the latest version, also Renault Type 5. Petrol, full electric. Complete different car, but the same name.
原则上这个是雷诺的车子哈，它只是让你们比较一下，就是说1970年代的车辆是黑色那一台，然后它现在那个右边黄色这台它是纯电的。
Yep. If you have a look at a modern house in the Netherlands or in Europe, our government wants to do everything green. Everything must be very good for the environment. So we must do everything green. So we have solar panels for green energy. We have electric car to drive on green energy. And the car you can, when it's parked on your driveway, you can charge it at home. You have the solar panels, but also at home you can use the energy from the battery of the car to do cooking or laundry. And also in the home you have a small battery, a home battery or energy storage system, because during daytime the sun is shining, everybody goes out to work, and when you come home at night you need the energy for light, for heating, to do work, to use the oven, etc. So that's why you have also storage system at home. A modern housing in the Netherlands would be like this in the future.
目前荷兰他们政府就是希望说尽量采用朝向绿能绿化的一个环境所以他们基本上现在的一个房子啊，他们你们看到上面的屋顶它是太阳能板，然后家里也可以用家用的充电，那他也希望家用的一些电源的来源都是来自于所谓的太阳能板。那所以政府会希望你们就是说白天的时候我们外出工作，然后让那个太阳能板吸收能源，那晚上的时候你们就可以回来利用这个太阳能源板去充电，或者给家里的一些电力啊，或者那个厨房的一些用品需要就是供电。
This means when we go to a house for firefighting, in the house we can switch off the power, but then you have still the solar, you have the home battery, you have the car still connected. So it's very difficult. We need to have different SOP and we need to have different technique to work safely.
那么这个就代表说，对消防员来讲啊，即便我们今天要进去，如果它发生火灾的话，即便我们要进去这间房子之前，我们已经关掉了外面的一个电源，但是它里面其实依然还是有充满电的一个状态。
The big question is, how many batteries do you have at home? EV battery, lithium-ion battery. Any idea? How many do you think you have at home?
你们认为你们目前家里的电池大概有多少颗
There's no wrong answer. I cannot check. So every answer will be okay.
？100。
100. 100? Okay. Yeah, it could be 100. Could be even a little bit more than 100. When my son is at home playing with his PlayStation, gaming, or his iPad, or his telephone, all battery. So you have a lot of lithium-ion battery at home, and they're quite safe, huh? You don't have daily fire at your own home.
所以，即便你们其实没有纯电的电动车的话，其实我们一般现在随身的一些电器产品，它所用到的锂电池也是蛮多的。
But still, this is the data from the Netherlands Fire Service Academy. Every year they make the data. So now it's 2025. We soon get the data from 2024 available. 2021, we had 221 accidents with EV car or PHEV car. 62 of them fire, 159 RTA, rescue. We have 183,000 EVs, and that's only 2% of the total amount of cars.
这边的话是他们荷兰的那个消防队，他们针对电动车做的一个统计数据。
Okay. Then already in 2023, 316 accidents. It means when you have more EV cars, then we had 340,000, almost 3.7%. So when you have more EV cars, you will have more fire and accident.
所以从这边你们可以看到，从在2021年到2023年它的那个事故的一个是成长率的，所以它随着电动车的普遍率越来越普遍的情况下，它的事故还有它的那个发生几率是越来越高的。
At this moment, 2025, we have almost 10% of all cars is EV car in the Netherlands. So, when you have only few at the moment, you will have a few, then when you have a few more, and then you have a lot. That's the story with the EV car.
所以电动车就是，如果以现在2025年来讲的话，在荷兰它大概有10%是电动车，所以它的速率是会往上升的。你们就可以看到，就是说，随着电动车的车辆它越来越多，所以相关的事故还有它的几率是往上攀升的。
Okay, I think every fire service around the world, when you have a few EV cars, you should be ready when you have more EV cars and more EV accident. You should have basic scenario EV fire and EV rescue.
所以其实像这边你们就可以看到，因为目前我们会碰到越来越多的一个电动车事故哈，有可能是碰到那个电动单纯的一个事故，没有起火的事故，那也有可能会碰到它电动车起火。
Then we have the EU SOP, because when you have different vehicles with different risk and different construction, I think you need different standing operating procedure, new SOP. New SOP, step 1, my Chinese and Taiwanese is still not good, so I need to read in English. Identify. You start always with identify. What kind of car, what type of fuel, what brand, what... You need to know something about the car as a commander to make a plan how to solve the accident or the fire. Yeah. So step 1, 2. 1, 2 is get all the information and make a plan. When you come to step 3, immobilize the car. There's a big difference between a petrol car and an EV car. A friend of mine, he drives a Porsche 911. It's a very fast car. I cannot afford, I'm a firefighter. I drive EV car. When I'm at the traffic light, EV car, Porsche, we go, I win. The first meters I win. Because the electric engine has the full horsepower immediately available. The petrol car needs to go up in RPM. The engine goes to, and when you high sound, high RPM, then you have the high horsepower. So it means the first few meters, I'm quicker. At the end, the Porsche will win. But it means the electric engine is very dangerous for you because you don't hear the engine running. You don't need high RPM. You have the full horsepower immediately available. So if the driver is still there in the accident, he puts a throttle, he can drive over the firefighter or the ambulance or the police. Okay, no translation?
No.
Oh.
Let me okay.
他的意思是说，当他的一个比喻哦，就是说，当我今天停在红绿灯前起跑的时候，他开 EV， 他开纯电动车，然后他跟一台 Porsche， 他的朋友可能开 Porsche。那我当一开始的时候要启动的时候，其实他赢了，为什么？因为那个代表说，我的电动车它在一开始的时候就是全马力的一个输出。那一般的燃油车的话 ，Porsche 它很会跑。但是它需要经过转速，它才会办法就是加速到，就是后面才会跑赢，所以后面是 Porsche。那所以他的意思就是说，电动车，这就是代表说电动车，你们如果在电动车周遭去工作的话，或接近电动车的一个周围是很危险的，因为你们听不到它有没有在运转，那个马力有没有在启动。
Okay, so
我们的快手哥就有经验，他尬掐输了。
To immobilize the car, you can use the emergency plug. I will explain to you how to use the emergency plug and what the emergency plug does later on. Are you familiar with the emergency plug already? Yeah?
你们已经有紧急插头了吗？
Okay. The emergency plug only immobilizes the vehicle. The high voltage will be still fully on. But this step, when the car cannot drive anymore, then you can do the isolation later on.
紧急插头的话，它只针对线位，它让车子停止不能动，不能移动而已。所以你们还是得做断电的处理。
Okay. Yeah. The big risk we think from our company, and also when you have a look at the Netherlands, how we do our operation, because you have high voltage, there's always a chance for electrocution. The chance is very small, but you need to have knowledge about the EV car to work safely.
以 Total Safety 来讲啊，就是它这边列出一些他们的一个程序。因为我的电动车它会有一个触电的风险，所以它需要用到的一些就是工具，大概就是上面写的一个 learning， 还有一个 EV trainer， 它待会可以做解释。
To show you how which parts are high voltage, low voltage, AC, DC voltage, we have developed the EV trainer. I will show you later on. So the EV trainer is for learning. Then we have the thermal runaway. You all know what thermal runaway is?
你们了解热失控吗？
Very good. Thermal runaway is very dangerous. There still happen a lot of accidents because firefighters don't recognize the thermal runaway, they don't have the knowledge about the thermal runaway, and it could be very dangerous for your health, but also because a vapor cloud explosion could happen.
如果你们消防员不了解这个热失控的一个风险的话，其实对你们来讲，在操作上都是一个很大的危险。
Okay, the last one, unexpected movement. Already told you about the horsepowers and the silent engine. So if you don't be careful, they will hit you and you don't notice.
那这个的话就是回归到我们上一趴讲到的紧急插头，它就是针对防止那个车辆意外的一个移动。
To give more knowledge to the firefighters, our company developed blended learning. And blended learning is e-learning, so you can do at home or at your fire station or whenever and wherever you like at your own device. We have classroom training, theory, like PowerPoint or several exercises. We have the practical training with the EV trainer, and we also have an object you can use outside for real EV training on a car simulator.
那以这个混合学习来讲的话，就是他们有所谓的，他们可以 combine 就是线上的学习。线上学习的话，就是你可以在任何地方在家或在公司的地方都可以去做一个线上学习。同时间，他们也有一个所谓的像现在一个室内课。那所以他们利用搭配那组 EV 圈的一个教具去做帮助你们得到更多电动车的相关资讯。
This is our learning management system, and we have several modules in the course about EV, about electricity, about safety, about lithium-ion batteries. It's in English. We don't have a Taiwanese version yet. But we have e-learning in English.
It's free.
To be honest, I love to share knowledge. That's what we do as a firefighter. But the company, we put a lot of money in to develop the e-learning. So we have to ask a little bit of money, to get a little bit money back. Yeah, I'm sorry. In the e-learning, there's a lot of modules. For example, the difference between EV and a regular fuel car. And also this exercise, you see here all the names. Here you see the car, and you just drag and drop to the right position, so you know what part of the car has what name, and you recognize in real operation.
这些的话就是它提供就是简单一个示范了，就是上一页的话，你们可以看到它会跟你们讲一下，就是说一般车辆跟那个电动车辆一个差异性。然后这边的话，就是待会透过那台 EV trainer， 它可以告诉你们说电动车它各部件的一些位置。
Okay. Then we have the exam. In Europe and in the Netherlands, to work on an EV car, you need to have certification. So this certification, when you finish this exam and this course, online e-learning course, you get the certification according to the EN, European standard, or to the NEN, Netherlands European standard. We have two types of certification, and it means you have learned everything about how to work safely on an EV car. This is not only designed for first responders, but if you bring your car to the garage to put new tires or brakes on, the guy who's doing the repairing, he needs this certification. Otherwise, he's not allowed to work on the EV car in Europe.
在欧洲来讲的话，他们这套系统就是当你学习完之后，它的一些所谓的测验也好，题目也好，它的方向都是针对根据 EN 的一个规范，或者这个 NEN 9140的一个相关法规。所以当你做完这样的一个全套的学习之后，它需要经过一个线上测验。那这些测验就是都是通过这2个法规的。那当你通过这样的测验之后，你会得到一个证书，代表说你已经完整学习到有关电动车相关的知识，那你也够资格，就是可以去教授那些电动车的一些相关资讯给大家。
You can do the exam in 2 ways. You can do it at the end of a theory class. Your instructor is watching, nobody is cheating. The other way to do is you open the webcam, you open the microphone, you upload a photo of your ID, so we can see the guy in the webcam is the same as on the ID. You make the exam, and if you did it all by yourself, all alone, you get the certification.
那就是它会有一个摄像镜头，就是确保这是你一个人完成这些测验的。
Okay, the EV trainer. It's over there. We're going to have a look at it later on when I'm finished. Oh yeah, I did only mine. I'm sorry. The EV trainer. It's over there. We're going to have a look later on. I will explain everything what you can do. What you can do is put in the several parts of the EV card. Also the names. They're magnetic on the part. You can remove. You can use with your students to put them on again, and you can build the EV card.
那这套 EV 圈人的话，就是待会我们可以移驾到那边去看一下，它基本上就是模拟那个电动车的一些相关组件，然后上面会有一些磁铁的一些标签，就是让你知道说，你可以随时移除它，让你知道说这个部件它是什么东西。
The EV has every safety system you can find in the world on an EV car. It's in our EV trainer, and we can show you how it works, what it does, how it operates, and we can, for example, do like scenario training for if you have a Tesla, if you have a BMW, if you have a Volvo, Audi, every car we can build in the EV trainer, and then we can simulate it's like an Audi, and we can do the procedure training, the SOP training.
那 EV 圈人的话，它上面会利用 EV 圈人这一套，会跟你讲说，就是大概电动车的各个组件的位置，然后当你今天也许拔掉插头的时候，它会产生什么样的一个效应，它待会都会直接做展示。那也可以模拟就是各种不同厂牌的电动车啊。
Yeah.
It's the terrifying moment an SUV rolls over one of New York's bravest. Oh no. It happened in busy Midtown Manhattan after a black BMW SUV crashed into a white sedan. A firefighter was trying to stabilize his BMW when a witness says the driver, trapped inside, accidentally hit the gas, causing the vehicle to come crashing down the firefighter's leg.
This is only possible with PHEV or EV because it has the high horsepower immediately available. If you do this with a regular petrol car, you need the speed, then you have the horsepower. So you cannot do this with a regular fuel car. Yeah. Then maybe you think there are different solutions. If I put in a charging cable,
Yeah, come on.
I can still drive.
这个是一般的充电插头而已，它还是可以动。
Yeah.
Some cars maybe will stop.
有一些车子它也许是会插上就会停止的。
This one doesn't stop, and there's no light. So it means no indication if this is safe or unsafe, or the car can drive or cannot drive anymore. So this is why we invent the emergency plug. Emergency plug will work always.
所以像这个的话，它就是利用一般的充电插头，就是插上去。但是有一些车子它可能起作用是不会动，但是以这台车来讲的话，它还是会移动，而且你没有办法从插头的外观去看到就是任何的一个灯号指示，所以你没有办法去判别，就是说目前这台车子到底是不是安全的。
Normal, when you do something wrong, the police can give you like this, huh? A wheel clamp. When you do something wrong, you did wrong parking, for example, they put something around your wheel, and when you pay the penalty, they're going to remove it. But this is a Tesla, and now you can see how strong the Tesla is, because the Tesla, it just drives away. You cannot do this with a normal petrol car, because at low RPM you don't have the high horsepower. EV car, you have immediately the high horsepower. That's why you can do this.
所以一般的燃油车辆的话，因为它低转速的情况下，在起步的时候它没有那么大的马力，但是电动车来讲它是那个 4 horse， 所以原则上它一启动的时候，它的马力就是这么的强大。
OK，
可是刚才那颗轮子有在动吗？
没有在动，
没有
应该都
它靠其他3颗
轮子再去做驱动。
对。
所以它4颗轮子可以独立转。
正常可以设计到这个。
The phrase we all know as first responders. But with the increasing number of electric vehicles, can we still guarantee a safe working environment? Unlike fuel-powered cars, electric vehicles can be deceptively quiet and hard to tell if it is still operational. If the car moves unintentionally, it can cause a dangerous situation. With more and more electric vehicles on the rise, it challenges first responders to know the status of the vehicle. Is it on or off? Due to multiple on and off methods, it makes it complex and time-consuming to quickly disable the electric vehicle. The emergency plug quickly prevents an EV from moving unexpectedly. Once plugged into the charging port, it simulates a charging process and switches gear from drive to neutral or park. The LED indicator provides first responders with real-time insight. Blue means it's safe for you. Green means no contact with the vehicle. Yellow means limited contact with the vehicle. Red means lost contact with the vehicle. The plug is universal, fits all electric cars, and can be easily plugged or removed at any time. All electric functions remain operational. Opening windows, adjusting the seats to create space, turn on the interior lights.
Yep. This is an example of the emergency plug they used at the BMW iX3, and I also will explain this to you on the EV trainer. If you want to know what kind of car you have, we have an app. You have 3 versions of the app. The app's called Euro Rescue or Rescue Code. You can download from App Store or Play Store. You can see many things in the app. For example, the green means is reinforced steel. It's stronger. So the B-post is very tough to cut on this car. If you can avoid the B-post with cutting, very smart operation. You can see the orange, the battery is down at the bottom. And you can see the purple, this is the seat belt retrainer, but also the purple here is the airbags in front of the car and then the top rail of the car.
那其实像你们在车祸救援的时候，应该都有一套 app。那这套 app 其实你到现场的时候，透过这套 app 就可以去查询到目前这台车辆的相关位置。那比方说像绿色的部分，它是可能刚性比较强的地方，它可能比较难剪切之类的。
You find the first responder loop. It's the same like Tesla. So BMW also have the first responder loop. It's in the front of the car here. In the back of the car, here behind the panel, you can find the service disconnect. And here it's explained how to operate this, how it works.
那其实像在 app 的话，你就可以看到，就是它相关组件的一些相关原在哪里。比方说它的维修插头在哪里，然后 可以剪切的一个那个回路在哪里，断开回路在哪里，你们都可以在 App 上面做，就是看到这些相关资讯。
Yep. Because the car is inside the building, you cannot reach the front safely. Immobilize first, put in the safety plug, the emergency plug, then they open the trunk. So step 3, immobilizing, is finished. Good job. Step 4, isolating. When you isolate a car, you make damage to the car. So in this case, the commander, he thought very well. If we put down the back seat, put down the front seat, we can pick out the driver. We don't need to cut. So if we're not cutting the car, I don't need to isolate the car. So you can have a SOP, but you still need to keep thinking.
虽然我们前面有那个6道程序哦，但是其实身为指挥官，你们可以就是依照情况的不同去做不同的一个，就是不一定每一个就是断电的这道程序，它不一定要执行。比方说以刚刚那一台来讲的话，它是冲进民宅的一个电动车，那其实它插上紧急插头之后，它已经对它做了限位，就是车辆已经不能移动了。可是你们可以看，就是说当电动车它有一个相对的一个安全装置，是当它撞进去之后，立即断电，它有一些就是车门会打开、车厢会打开之类的。那以刚刚那个情形来讲，就是说我可以从后车厢进去，我可以翻倒椅背，我不需要做任何的破坏，因为你做破坏的话，对车辆是一个损伤。所以这个时候，它其实只要从后车厢翻倒椅背进去，将患者救出来，就结束了，不见得一定要做断电。
Okay.
是，如果像那个车子翻覆，但是它油门卡住，然后还在就是轮胎还在行驶中，它直接插电的话，它就断掉了。
它不是断掉，它是限位，它就是不能移动。它的，因为你车子已经全翻了，其实它也没办法移动，因为插头它上面它就是。
对啊，但是我的意思是说，那个插下去，它就轮胎就会停住了，就是整台就会断掉。
它是大它马力
对电动车，可能一般的车可能。
跟长官报告，紧急插头它是有晶片，紧急插头的软体跟电动车的软体做沟通，告诉电动车我紧急插头上去，我就是充电，充电模式就是变成 P 档或者 N 档，但是呢，高压电没有断，高压电没有断，不是断电，只是模拟充电模式，让它不能动这样子。
那学长们如果没有问题，因为现在教官要向你们展示 EV 圈了，所以麻烦你们往这边靠。
Port to a big screen with HDMI cable. So I put the engine on. You see the engine's on. I put the air conditioning on. Then you see the blue lights. So the air conditioning is on. I also put the lights. You can see the lights are on. I can put it into drive mode. Drive mode. And now I can use the engine. So you see the engine is running.
哦，有
需要翻译吗？
没有，就是启动什么东西就启动。
它就是像车子一样，你今天这个车辆，我今天到低档，它就开始踩油门，它就会动。我今天打开那个冷气的灯，它的灯就会亮。我今天打开前头的灯，它就会亮。对，它是模拟那个电动车的一个那个装置。
有必要开堂课吗？109对，它就是一台109电动车。对，它就是一台。
I will start the EP. Self test.
它现在
Green, ready.
紧急插头自我测试完以后就亮绿灯。
I put in. Now you immediately see charging mode. Car is charging. And the light's blue. Cannot drive. But still, high voltage is still on. So still on.
高压电还在。
Yeah.
高压电没有断哦，所以还是会有触电的哦。
对对对。
那好像什么都有，它会都有。
Again, remove the emergency plug so I can drive again. The BMW in the presentation in Amsterdam, the BMW, I could use the service disconnect. I can build the service disconnect into the EV trainer, and I have this first responder loop. So I can choose which I can build like this is a BMW. Now I can still drive. You see? Air conditioning, again air conditioning is on. When I do the cutting of the first responder loop, you see
high voltage is
still running, but the air conditioning is on. Engine off. Probably because from this point, electricity is off. The car cannot communicate anymore with the emergency plug, so probably the color of the emergency plug in real operation will change. Will go from blue to red or orange or yellow because the communication is limited or totally gone. So if the plug color will change, it's the proof your isolation is successful, is very good. And because I removed the first responder loop, I cannot drive anymore. I can see my headlights still work.
Yes.
I can still put different lighting on, so the 12 volt is still operational, but the air conditioning is gone because air conditioning works on high voltage. So I can show when you do the isolation, I can show what's happening in the system.
So once we cut the emergency loop,
Yeah.
it just stop the communication with high voltage and 12 voltage. The communication, but the 12 voltage still running.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The 12 volt.
So the airbag still possible. Could be possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good thinking. This is why we use this trainer.
Yes.
To get this kind of
Clear.
knowledge. Yeah.
我觉得你要这样讲一下。
好，就是他刚最早之前他讲的是说，他有一个这个东西，它这个东西啊，它可以再加装很多配件，让这一台车跟 BMW 的某个车型或是特斯拉的某个车型一样，那它可以针对那个车型去做训练，是这个东西。那每一台电动车都有一个给救援人员剪的，好，断路回路啊，对，断路回路，好，断路回路剪掉之后嘞，大电还在开着。小电也还在开着，那它断掉了什么？它断掉的是大电跟小电之间的连接，所以他说你如果有插着这个紧急插头的话，它的灯号会变，因为它从完全连接变成限制一部分的连接或是断开连接，所以灯号会变。那再来是小电没有被断掉，冷气为什么被断掉？因为冷气吃的是大电。大电跟小电之间的连接被断掉，所以冷气不能开，但是灯可以开，因为灯是吃12V 的小电。12V 的小电没有被断掉，就代表另外一件事就是那个安全气囊有可能被你启动。对。
So with the EV trainer, we can explain how EV is working, how you can immobilize EV and also isolate EV. So we can do this in classroom with the air conditioning on. It comes in a flight case. So you can travel around different fire stations in the area, fire stations. The instructor will go there, bring the EV trainer, so you don't need to come all together to like the academy or something. One more thing, when I charge, I can do two types of charging. I can do fast charging, DC, or I can do at home AC charging. When I do AC, it goes into the onboard charger, makes it DC again, goes into the BDU, battery distribution unit, and into the high voltage DC. So what we do, we can explain how the AC, DC, high voltage, low voltage is working. For example, if you cut the loop, you're working in the low voltage area. You can also see on this one, because the color is orange, it means high voltage, but inside color is yellow. Yellow means low voltage. So if you use the apps, which are free available on the internet, they use the same signing. Orange is high voltage, yellow is low voltage. So to cut, I can just use my rescue helmet, my safety goggles, my rescue gloves. Okay. The Volvo of Mr. Peng, Volvo they like to use this one. If you pull the service plug, you see it's working in full orange. This means you have full high voltage. So if this is 800 volt battery on a full EV car, it means when you're pulling this open, there will be 800 volts. It means 800 volts. You need special gloves, high voltage glove, and you need full face mask. In the classroom, we also train you how to use the glove, how to test the glove before using, because if you have one little opening in the glove, electricity can come in. You're still not protected, so you need to test the glove before using the gloves. So we can do a lot of type of exercises with the EV trainer around. So this is what I'm now telling is only a little bit, but you can use it for many types of training with many things to explain. Then one more thing. Oh yeah, sorry.
那个刚刚教官意思是说哈，基本上我们透过这台 EV Trainer， 你可以就是学习到第一个电动车的相关组件位置，然后当我今天做了什么样的一个动作之后，它的 AC 就是它的慢充、快充的一个电流它怎么跑，这些你都可以透过这个教具去知道哈。然后当然如果说有一些车辆啊，它可能是必须要拔掉那个所谓的维修插头，因为你可以看到它上面的一些相关的那个图示，其实都跟你们 App 上面是一模一样的。好，那原则上橘色就代表高压电。那黄色代表低压的，好，那所以呢，今天如果说你们可以看到，就是以这个维修插头来讲，它是代表全电，就是它承受的是全部的一个高压电。假设我今天这个电池它是800伏的一个电池，当我这个插头拔掉之后，代表说我要去拔这个插头的时候，我必须要就是穿戴全身的一个 PPE， 因为代表800伏它是一个很高压的部分，所以你的绝缘手套你要戴着。但是他建议就是说，因为你每一次都不确定你的绝缘手套有没有破掉，有没有就是裂掉，所以他建议就是在使用绝缘手套之前，都必须要对绝缘手套做一个测试。因为如果它有就是破洞，空气随时可以进去的情况下，代表电也可以进得去，这是很危险的。
Okay. One more thing. Normally, when you're driving the car and you're driving forward, energy will go from the high voltage battery into the battery distribution unit. It will go to the motor inverter because this one works on AC, so it needs to be converted again into AC. Then on the high voltage engine, you have the AC. When you brake, the power, they try with the braking to save the energy to put it back in the battery. So when I brake, energy goes to here, AC, into DC, into the battery again. Okay, then you have this. This is called the interlock system. The interlock system is connected to your computer in the car, and when the car detects a crash, the car automatically sends out airbag, but also will start braking. So when you're driving, energy goes this direction, but when you brake, it goes different direction. The interlock is made to open easily in this direction. It's not built to open easily in a different direction. Latest research in America and United States, after a car crash, they discovered the interlock system will fail in 42%. I can show you. I can remove the first responder loop. I cannot drive. The car is still in drive. You can see nothing happened, only isolated according to the app. If I put in the interlock system, you see the air conditioning is on. And I can also drive. So if the interlock system is failing, cutting down the first responder loop will not help you. So this is why I think you should have a little bit more knowledge about EV cars, because it's very complicated, and it's also, if you don't know what you're doing on the street in real operation, could be dangerous for you.
需要翻译吗？
应该要哦。
Yeah.
那你们可能要过来看一下，就是因为你们要看到这个东西。
If I remove the service plug, I should do the glove, no driving.
每一台电动车它都会有一个所谓的 interlock， 就是护锁的一个安全装置。那当我们有时候像比方说特斯拉来讲，它撞击了之后，它这个 interlock 它可能会启动，启动之后就像说我们的一些安全气囊，它会自动做启动。但是刚刚那个教官他有就是给伟军看过，当我的电路是这样子透过 interlock 这样子跑过去的时候，我们如果说它即便是剪掉这个所谓的断开回路，其实你们可以看到就是。照理说，其实它 interlock 的这个系统是要启动的，但是他们美国有一个显示，有就是我忘记多少%，对的一个显示，就是发现说它是失败的。所以当我今天这个还可以做动的情况下，就代表说它是失败的，它依然是可以 可以做，就是这个电动车的周遭依然是不安全的。
即便减掉回路都。
对。
可是那个45%很高哎。
所以他就说你们不可以相信，就是说完全相信这个 interlock 这个附属回路它是安全的，它是完全做中的。
So this was the EV trainer. I can tell for 5 days about the EV trainer and about EV cars and how to operate and work safely with it. For now on, this was a short introduction for the EV trainer.
所以这就是为什么他们会觉得说这套那个 EV trainer 需要，就是因为它需要利用这套教具去让你们知道或学习更多有关电动车相关的一些位置跟资讯，然后对你们在处理上来讲才会相对的安全。
Thank you.
Any questions?
那我到底要剪哪里才是安全？
很难有触电风险。那你不要拿圆盘切或是什么，你不小心去剪到那个线，那你就会触电。
可是如果在
它的大风险是来自于你不知道那个电到底有没有断掉，那车子就会动。
可是我就想，我有疑问是，假如说好在这撞击的状况下，我怎么判定说它到底有没有破损到导电在车辆？
它有一种测试的那个电表，就是
漏电的感觉。所以我们电动车的话，等于是我们要去救援前，我们要先用电表先测完。
在日式的教学里面，它有一个测电表啊。可是，在现在我们讲的在直流电，你的唯一测的方式就是直接搭车体。可是因为现在的车体很多漆很厚，所以你做这件事有时候测不出来。啊，它重点就是你有确定要接近电动车，会比较建议就是绝缘要做好。对。
可是我们的绝缘就是
手套，我讲的绝缘就是手套，绝缘手套。对啊，因为我们的消防鞋有绝缘，手套的绝缘性没那么高。
Last thing I want to tell you guys, this is a training module. So this is not 800 volt because it would not be safe to train it. This is only 48 volts. So we make it lower voltage to make it safely for training. Okay, we're going to